Hello, my name is Josh Durham, and I'm here to talk to you about 3 basic but important rules of the game of soccer. Now, I grew up playing soccer, and all my friends didn't play soccer, so I kind of taught them, unconsciously some basic rules of soccer and the important ones that they need to know if they want to enjoy watching a game of soccer. Now, many people might say that soccer is a boring sport, there's barely any goals, but I believe that if you know these 3 basic rules, then you can become in love with soccer and enjoy watching it. Now, according to theBigLead.com, 26 million Americans chose to go to watch the World Cup and the U.S. soccer play in the World Cup. Now, out of all those Americans, I'm not sure how many actually understood the game of soccer. I know that they had a lot of pride in watching their country, but I think it is important to educate my peers on the basic rules and the important rules that you need to know while watching soccer. Now, these rules will help you while you watch a game of soccer or even play, because when the referee stops the game sometimes randomly, you might not understand why that happened or what call was made. But after this speech, I hope to educate everyone on the reasons why certain plays are called off. Now, my 3 main points I'm talking about today is what determines if a goal is scored, how many players are allowed on the field at once, and what is determined offsides or not. Now, my first main point is what determines if a goal is scored. Now, to me, what determines if a goal is scored is if the ball crosses the plane, and according to NewYorkTimes.com, this is a visual of an article that they wrote about goal line technology. Now, this technology is very new, and it one day will be the face of soccer in the United States and across the world for that matter. Now, the top picture over here, you see that the ball has clearly broken the white plane. Now, in this picture right here, you can see that the ball is not quite over the plane, rather it's touching the plane barely. Now, this is not a goal, although some might think it is. Now, the next topic I would like to talk about is players on the field at once. Now, a team, in order to be eligible to play, must have at least 7 players, including a goalkeeper, and a maximum of 11 players, including a goalkeeper. Now, to determine who is a goalkeeper, they must be wearing a different color jersey than the opposite team and an opposite color jersey of your team. Now, you wonder why a team would have 7. Well, if there was 4 red cards in one game, then that means they would have 7 players. Or if there was just 1 red card in a game, that would have 10 players and you can still play. Now, you see that situation more common than not, where a team will get a red card and they'll have 10 players and the other team will have 11. So if you get a red card in a game, or 2 yellow cards, which equal a red card for a dirty tackle or a bad foul or unsportsmanlike conduct, then the team that got the red card will have to remain with 10 players on the field, including a goalkeeper. Now, the next topic I'd like to talk about is the offsides. And this can be tricky to many people, especially if you haven't played soccer your whole life. So the red team has the ball, and the blue team is currently defending. The number 1 right here is the goalkeeper, and this is the goal that he's defending. Now, you see the number 11 with the white ball and the red line pointing to number 10. Well, number 10 is actually in an offsides position. This is because he is beyond all the blue defenders. And you see that the number 8 is actually in an onside position because he is in front of all the defenders. Although number 8 is not involved in the play, this would require the referee to call the play back and determine it offsides because number 10 is not in front of the blue line. Rather, he is beyond the blue line, closest to the goalkeeper. Now, all of that information and pictures came from ussoccer.com, came from livestrong.com, and it came from newyorktimes.com. Now, these are all 3 very reliable sources, and you can find the full rule book in ussoccer.com, and it'll explain to you all the laws of the game. Now, in conclusion, I would like to wrap up my 3 main points by saying that if you are very interested in playing soccer, or you just want to watch the next World Cup in 2018, I suggest you especially learn the offsides rule. This frustrates many Americans and many people around the world while watching soccer, and I highly suggest that if anything sticks with you through this speech, it's the offsides rule. Now, thank you for watching my speech, and I hope this helps. Go USA and go US Soccer, and I hope everyone here will be watching the 2018 World Cup. Thank you.